Welcome in to the Player's Perspective Uncensored podcast. I'm your host, Larry O'Bannon. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and supporting as always. But before we get into the podcast, make sure you find us on YouTube, subscribe, like, leave us reviews and feedback. Make sure you find us on your favorite podcast platform, Audible, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We continue to grow as a podcast, and it's thanks to you guys. And we have an unbelievable guest today. Today, we're talking to one of the voices behind one of the most respected and beloved R&B groups that ever come out of the city of Louisville. Founding member of the R&B group Playa, songwriter, producer, has worked with some of the most iconic musicians to ever touch a mic. Today, we are glad to have Louisville's own Digital Black on the podcast. Yes, brother, yes, welcome to the podcast, Doc. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, first thing we always ask our guests, man, we usually ask them about bourbon, but you don't drink, so we'll skip that part. But what we always ask people is, like, where was the inspiration from? You're one of the best singers to ever do it, man. Where did that inspiration come from? And who was somebody that you may have looked up to like, hey, man, like, if I have the opportunity, I want to be like that someday?
If I'm being honest, I come from a musical family. My father, my mother, my brother, my sisters, collective, we all sung. So growing up, my dad was huge influence. And then I said my brother, this Bush, was probably who I wanted to be like, you know what I mean? Growing up, just watching him cut records at 7 years old, you know what I mean? Cutting records, sounding like a grown man. But as I got older, I always consider myself a student of the game. I mean, it could have been Gerald Levert one day, it could have been Casey one day, it could have been Stevie, it could have been Donnie. I always feel like whatever you do, if you're trying to be the best of it, you got to study the ones that come before you, right? And just not so much try to be like them, but what got them to be where they at? You know what I mean? Was it how they sounded? Was it their work ethic? Was it, you know what I mean? What was it? You know what I mean? And then you try to take small bits and pieces and, you know, make it your own. But if I have to say, it would be my family. My dad literally has a song called I Live On. They play on the radio still to this day. And it's been playing probably for over 40, 50 years, man.
Talk about a legacy. That's a legacy right there.
That's why I had to go R&B. I couldn't compete. I wasn't trying to compete with that at all.
Now, you got a new single, Momma Said, beautifully written, man, and dedicated to your mother and Mothers Every Place. Tell us about where that song came from and how it inspired you emotionally as well.
If I'm being honest, and we're going to be honest, you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. It came from a healing spot, right? So I lost my mom in 2020 to COVID. And I really didn't. It really was, I mean, I went through a rough time, but what's crazy is, you know, the saying, the cliche is, you know, they say check on your friends because you don't know what, you know what I mean? I was able to hide it, but how I hid it was drinking. And I went probably a 5-year binge of just drinking literally every day. And then October the 3rd of 24, I literally woke up and said, I'm done. I'm done. It's enough. I haven't, and October this year, it'll be 2 years, no liquor.
Congratulations, man. Yeah.
But I was able to hide it because I wasn't out in the public doing it. I didn't do it. I mean, I only did it at night, you know what I mean? Trying to help me go to sleep, you know what I mean? So to speak. But the song came from just some people writing journals. I'm a songwriter, I write songs. So it was like closing a chapter of grieving and opening a chapter of celebrating her, you know what I mean? And that's where I'm at right now. I think perspective is everything, you know what I mean? It's either glass half full or glass half empty. And I'm just trying to live in the glass being half full, man, and be grateful for everything and everything that comes with it. You know what I mean? You got when you're a parent, you got kids watching, and even though my kids are grown, I still needed to teach them how to grieve in the correct way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So it was all of that wrapped into one. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it was.
Man, that's awesome, man. So when you finally decided, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start this healing process and I'm going to do it through something that I'm really passionate about. What was the initial thing that got you to initiate that movement? Because a lot of times you can sit in, you know, a place of where you're hurting and you're thinking about something and like yeah, I'm gonna do it. But what was the initial kind of like your sobriety, right? You just woke up and you said, man, I'm gonna just cut it off. What was the thing that made you just kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna write this song, man, that kind of helped me take the place of, losing my mom? Not that it's ever going to heal it completely, but it'll help start that process for me. What was the thing that really kind of set you in motion to creating this single?
Well, I think first you gotta have good friends.
Yeah.
Good counsel. You know what I mean? Shout out to my wife and for allowing me to go through it, how I had to go through it. Shout out to Smoke, one of the other guys of Playa. And then I had two other good friends, man, that I would have never thought it would. You run across people, right, in life, and then you've been blessed if you find friends in what we do. You've been a pro basketball player. You meet a lot of people who smile in your face type situation. And two of my good friends, Alan Hanley and Todd White, man, they're my writing partners. We do a lot of writing. Both of them live in Virginia, but different parts of Virginia, and I'm here. So we'll be on a Zoom or whatever, and we just throw out titles sometimes. And we was joking, and I think Ty said something about, but Momma said something, and I was like, looked at Alan, and I was like, man, write that down. We're gonna come back to that. And got to a place where we came back to it, man. And it just for me, I had to do it that way. She loved to hear me sing. Crazy part is my mom was the first lady. My daddy was a pastor. I don't remember hearing a lot of R&B secular music in my house growing up.
Right.
So when we was cleaning up her stuff, I found one of my CDs. I didn't even know that she
listened to her.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to honor her the best way I could, man. And then sometimes you do stuff with selfish intentions. It was really supposed to be for me. And then after it got done, I was like, man, it's not probably. I know it's plenty of people who are either going through what I'm going through or going to go through what I'm going through, or, you know what I mean, have went through what I went through, right? So it would be selfish of me to keep something that could maybe help ease their pain or help give them another perspective, or just for the day, feel good about mom and not going through the painful side of it. You know what I mean?
And that's the most relatable music, man, is when you can listen to something and it comes from a place of authenticity and it's something that you can relate to or something that you have a trepidation about.
Right.
People haven't lost their mom. Obviously, we're all going to leave her at some point.
Right.
But like just that hearing that voice and understanding of reasoning and just being able to relate, man, like that's what music's about for me, man.
If you think about it, Pops, you fall down, get up, boy. You know what I mean? Rub some mud on it. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
But mom was the one that hugged you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kissed you on your head, rubbed your back and say, man, it's gonna be all right.
Mom was always the good guy.
So that was, I'm just in that place now, man. You know what I mean? And I'm excited because, you go through so I don't know, just real quick, when you go through getting sober or whatever it is, your mind is foggy for a minute, you know what I mean? So then you get to where everything's clear and you seeing stuff, not for the first time, but with a clear mind, right? And you can't run from it, you know what I mean? So I think it was Jimmy Valvano that said, if you able to cry, laugh, something, all in one day, it's legend.
Yep.
So I'm just want to feel everything, you know what I mean? And feel it in a constructive way, not in a destructive way.
Nice. Now take us back before solo projects. There was the classic R&B group Playa, which still exists.
Absolutely.
But, tell us how you first connected with Static, how you first connected with Smokey Diggler, and how that first core came to form the group Playa.
Man, what's crazy is 6 degrees of separation, right? I played against Static in Little League football. Me and Tim Barnett, shout out to Tim. Played against Tim. Me and Tim's on the same team. We played against Static in Little League, not knowing that they would end up in high school together. I ended up going to J-Town, and then me and Smokey went to Catholic school together, rode the same bus, not knowing that we would get reintroduced to each other in high school. So it's crazy how that happened, man. That's how you know steps are ordered, right?
Yeah.
Predestined life type of movement. We end up seeing, me and Smokey was already singing together, and he ended up seeing Static. We went to U of L for something. One of my other good friends, Marcus Withers, was going to U of L. Static was going to U of L, and he had met Static, and Smokey singing was like, man, he can sing. I said, nah, he's a football player.
Right.
He can sing. So we ended up going to the bathroom. And for people that didn't really know Static, Static was super shy about singing. We didn't come up in the culture where singing was the most masculine thing to do. So it wasn't something that, you just put out in the front street. So we went in the bathroom and he sung, and I was like, yeah, need to add him. And then from that point on, we just was thick as thieves, man. And you could tell without us knowing that something was special. When you in the moment and you're young, you don't know that this is special. But we continued to sing talent shows, winning every talent show we was in. And by chance got backstage and sung for Jodeci, man, and the rest was pretty much history. At the time, our group was Touch of Class. And when we got with Devontae from Jodeci, he's like, man, y'all remind me of just some old players, man. Your souls are so old. So that was where Playa came from.
Oh, man, that is dope, man. So which transitions into my next question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about the Swing Mob camp in the basement and how that experience was, because, man, you work with what would end up be some iconic names
and
in the basement, man. So talk about, you touched on it there, singing backstage for Jodeci and becoming part of the Swing Mob camp. How was that experience in the basement, and who was all involved with it?
Well, it was college, but we didn't know it. But it was really like going to college. And you had your professor, or your dean and professor, was Devontae Swing, one of the dopest creative producers ever to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Tweet, Missy Elliott, Timbaland, Magoo, Genuine, the group Sugar, Playa, you had Action, you had
Aaliyah?
Boogie. Aaliyah came later.
Came later.
Okay. But just being at that, and what Devontae did, which was so smart, he moved us all away from the big city of New York and took us to Rochester. And he found a studio that had like 6 or 7 rooms in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of us had a room. Like, honestly, when we first got up there, we didn't really know nothing about writing and producing. Devontae was literally working on their third album. And we didn't have time to really work with everybody. And then, so we, from Louisville, Tweet is from Rochester, Tim and Magoo's from Virginia, Missy's from Virginia. They all from the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of, even though we was crew, they was used to working with each other.
Yeah.
So we kind of just got us stuck in a room about this size with studio equipment, and we taught ourselves how to use it. And that's how Static started writing. That's how I started writing. That's how Smokey started producing. And by the time Devontae was able to get to us, we had back.
Everybody was already doing
it. Songs, and but you could literally bounce from room to room. You would go in a room, and Tim and Stevie J, shout out to Stevie J. Stevie J was a part of the crew too. So you would literally go in the room, and Dalvin and Stevie J would be in the room. And you might lay something in there, then you just bounce around, man. So you're not knowing that you cultivating a sound as well as skill at the same time. And we just wanted to sing. And I know coming home wasn't an option. Static, he was up at U of L on a scholarship. He messed that up because typical youth, right? Once we got signed, we're going to class. We're going to class for? So instead of going to class, we would literally wake up and it's 12 o'clock. Everybody's going to be at the student center. So that's what kind of happens. It wasn't. We didn't have a plan B. It was always plan A. So we just we fought for the opportunity, and wasn't no coming home. Coming from Louisville, and people automatically think that you can't do it from her. And you hear, man, you should have went to school and you ain't gonna be. So coming home wasn't an option, man. We had to make it work. So I think that was something that fueled us too. We had to make it work, and we did, by the grace of God.
So in the basement experience, were you all sort of in a way competing for like this contract?
Nah, it felt like it though. It dang sure felt like it.
What was the objective of like the whole experience,
Devontae
right?
wanted to build a modern age Motown. I think that's what his vision was. And one day you feel like you gonna be the first, because we was doing a compilation album before our individual album. So, but you want to be the first single off the compilation album, right? So one day you might have it first single, and then you'll look up and doggone Tim and Magoo got it, and then you know what I mean. So it was he bred competition. It's a reason why we are and we were so successful. It's because you had to show up every day. Not to mention the people that was from Rochester that was trying to get on. And let me just tell you, Rochester is one of the most talented cities that nobody knows about. Everybody either plays something or sings something. So it'll be a group come up and D would be like, go get Smoke, go get Playa. And we damn near feel like we singing for our job. I mean, like,
right.
Even though we got a contract signed, but it was somebody always nipping at the heel. So it was never no time to be like mediocre or never to procrastinate. You know what I mean? You had to wake up and go get it. I remember in Rochester, it snowed like 20 inches, and we walked through 20 inches of snow to get to the studio. Couldn't drive, but we had to get to the studio. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of drive you have to have. It's different now because you got so many other avenues to get to the, you know what I mean, to get to the people.
Right.
But at that time, man, it was dog eat dog. And sometimes it was the dog trying to eat you is the one that you've been next to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. So, man, when I listen to you talk about that experience, it kind of sounds like almost like a making of the band type of situation. Or is it similar or not really?
Nah, not really, because it was family.
Okay.
It was family. To this day, I can call Tim. I see G almost every weekend. We on tour with G right now. Still talk to Sugar. Talked to Timbaland about a week and a half ago. Like, still family, but it wasn't so much a making of a band. It's just everybody wanted to show who's the dope. Like you dealing with alphas, dealing with a room full of alphas. You know what I mean? You know, you understand. Everybody wanted. You know what I mean? Everybody felt like they was the it, and you had to go out and prove it every day.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
What was the first song you heard from Timbaland and you realized, like, yeah, dude is the truth? Well, what was that moment where you was like, oh man, this dude is on to something different?
We did a song with him called Beat Party, and actually me and Static rapped on it. It's another thing people don't know. We was rapping and singing before that was a thing. But felt like people was pushing us towards the rap more than the sing, which is crazy. So it must mean we was pretty good at that too, right? But we knew what we wanted to do. But he did a song called Beat Party, man. It was the first time I heard that. The cat. You know what I mean? Like, it's another thing. Tim is a genius. I think he's done this, and I think this is out here. Tim would beatbox, and then he would go make a beat around the beatbox on some of his tracks, which is crazy.
It is, man.
And you could just tell. I mean, but he was singular focused. Tim didn't hang out. He didn't smoke. He didn't drink. Did music. He went to sleep. It's the reason why he's where the stuff he accomplished. Missy, singular focus. You always knew that. I mean, he genuine. I mean, even us. I mean, our thoughts in there, humbly speaking towards them, but you just knew that you was. First of all, Devontae had no picks when it come to like that's horrible. Like he wasn't going. He wasn't the one that was going to play around with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the people that he assembled was there for a reason, top of their craft, and,
right.
You know what I mean, so to speak. So, man, I just remember getting up there and being in awe and for a little while, and Static was like, "Bro, you snap out of it," you know what I mean? Because you're around so many dope people that you forget how dope you are and could be. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would kind of, but once I started really breaking out singing, I remember one time. It was a song, it was a crazy song. The song was crazy. The song was You Wanna Be Effing With Me. So think about that back in 1993, 94. It was not really singing that type of stuff.
Right.
And we couldn't come up with a bridge. So we came up with a bridge, and for the most part, I just was doing backgrounds here and there and leads. That name was trying to get me to do leads, and I just hadn't got comfortable yet. So I finally went on here and did some ad-libs, and it just blew Devontae away. And he was like, who's that on the bridge? And I was like, it's Black. He's like, yo, why you not saying all the other stuff? So it was like getting that vote of confidence. And once I got that, it was full steam ahead. You figure out how you want to sound, and then you be that. I mean, I've always been one of the type of people that I'm cool being me, right?
Right.
I'm gonna be the best me I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna try to be nobody else. Well, especially when you're in a group, a lot of people don't take into account that there's positions to be played. You might not be the lead singer. I was fortunate to be one of them, but you might not be. But be the best background. You know what I mean? Be the best melody singer. Or be the
Star in
best
your
top.
role.
Yes, be the star in your role.
Yeah,
I mean,
same with basketball.
yeah,
You got to know your role.
Draymond, the Warriors don't win no championships without Draymond.
That is
being
facts.
the best Draymond.
That is facts.
You know what I mean? And
that is
Draymond's
facts.
probably gonna go to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, that's
being the best
first
Draymond.
ballot. First ballot.
That's some wisdom to the some of the younger people listening. Believe in yourself and be the best you. Nobody should be able to beat you being you.
Cheers to You, one of the most classic R&B songs ever created. What inspired the song? How did it come together? And what do you remember most about recording that track? Because it still gets
Right.
about 20 spins a week in my whip. That whole album gets about 20 spins.
Man, we me and Static, when we write, we never write without music. We would always say the track is gonna tell you what to write. And Tim, we was working on the album. We flew down to VA to finish the album. And the track just spoke. I believe that that's why I try not to write unless I'm in the studio. Unless I'm going to, I know I'm going to go to the studio, so I might do a voice memo. Because I believe the first thing, a lot of times the first melody that you hear is that God-given melody. And you need to get that down. You need to put that down. Because that's exactly what that's what the track told you the first time you heard it. And that's what it was, man. And if I'm being honest, Aaron hadn't got astute enough to where we knew what a hit actually was. Mm-hmm. We just did records. We just was fortunate enough to do a lot of hit records, right? And then once you get those, you're like, okay, then you know. You know what I mean? I think Tim knew, and Def Jam knew. Def Jam definitely knew. We wanted to actually put out All the Way before Cheers to You. And we fought with Def Jam for a couple months. And Leo Cohen, shout out to Leo, he's so funny, man. He was like, Black, I'm not putting my money into All the Way, but I put all my money into Cheers. So if the president of the label says that, you kind of got to go with it. But it worked out for us, man. I don't take nothing for granted. I've been blessed to be around some amazing people. I was working on my website, and my nephew's doing my website. He's dope. He's great graduate from Manual, man, but he's...
Man, listen, you a UK fan, your nephew goes to Manual.
I understand, man, listen.
Man, what are we doing, man?
My wife and her whole family graduated from Mayo.
That's why you married her, man. That's a good woman right there. And I don't even know. That's a good woman.
Great woman. Great woman. So he's like, just write down all the people you've worked with. And I got to writing down, and I'm just looking through all these names, and I kind of got like emotional because I'm like, we hardly ever stop to smell the flowers. You feel me? Like, somebody else smells them for us. You know what I mean? We get them when we gone, but we don't get to smell them. And that was a smell the flower moment for me. I was just like, from Drake to Al Green, just that gap. You know what I mean? And everything in between is crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm just thankful, man. Like, every day, you should wake up grateful, man. You know what I mean? Ain't no losses, man. This is lessons. It's only a loss if you learn nothing from it.
Now, a couple of songs I want to ask you about off the album.
Okay.
Cheers to You is definitely the classic. I-65 is one of my favorites, too. Top of the World.
It's my favorite.
Top of the World is another banger. But I got to ask you about Miss Parker. No,
so funny, man.
Was that
I was missing.
Inspired from Friday, Miss Parker?
It was.
Because listening to her rap and listening to the song, I'm like, that gotta be Miss Parker from Friday.
That was Missy, man. So we was about to close the album, and we had everybody on the album. and like we gotta get sis on the album. But at the time, Missy was super sought out after for writing, so she was crazy busy. So she was able to be in this. She flew back to VA, and we just handed a track. It was like, what y'all looking? It's like, sis, whatever you want to give us. And if nobody knows this. Missy, they say I could have been. Aaliyah I would say, Black, you should have been a comedian, but I think I'm funny, not funny like a comedian. Like I'm funny acting, but I'm not a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, but Missy is funny too, like super funny, jokes all day long. So, I think it was her knowing us, and probably could have been us in that scene of the movie. Like there was something probably that she had seen happen. But again, that was just her genius, man. Knowing us, and just so thankful. Man, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. 18th and Grand, man. Victory Park, man. With the Phyllis Wheatley. You know what I mean? Carruthers Middle School, J-Town High School. I got a record with Missy. I got records with Timbaland, Genuine, Dave Hollister. I've worked with Kanye, with Rodney Jerkins. Like the list is crazy. Like crazy. I'm leaving so much out. But I don't take that for granted, man. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world.
For sure, man. That's why we got you on, man, to give you your flowers. But for me, like one of the reasons I was excited to have you on, just so I could hear you talk about, cause Missy Elliott is the greatest female artist of all time for me. Like she's the GOAT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Missy, man.
She can sing.
Like
people
do everything. Rap, sing, produce.
She's always
books.
been like that. Like she's. If I'm being honest, when it came to writing and being in the basement, she's the one that pushed the envelope. Like she was the bar. You know what I mean? She was the rabbit, you chasing her.
Mm-hmm.
And which made everybody dope though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she earned that that position, and it wasn't given, it wasn't nobody saying this is the top writer, but I'm saying me being honest to how dope and creative she was, how special she was the rabbit.
Now, a couple of songs I want to ask you about off the album.
Okay.
Cheers to You is definitely the classic. I-65 is one of my favorites too. Top of the World.
It's my favorite.
Top of the World is another banger. But I got to ask you about Miss Parker. Now,
so funny, man.
Was that
was Missy.
Inspired from Friday, Miss Parker?
It was.
Because listening to her rap and listening to the song, I'm like, that got to be Miss Parker from Friday.
That was Missy, man. So we was about to close the album, and we had everybody on the album. And like we got to get sis on the album. But at the time, Missy was super sought out after for writing, so she was crazy busy. So she was able to be in this. She flew back to VA, and we just handed a track. It was like, what y'all looking? It's like, sis, whatever you want to give us. And if nobody knows this. Missy, they say I could have been. Aaliyah I would say, Black, you should have been a comedian, but I think I'm funny, not funny like a comedian. Like I'm funny acting, but I'm not a comedian. You know what I mean? Like, but Missy is funny too, like super funny, jokes all day long. So, I think it was her knowing us, and probably could have been us in that scene of the movie. Like there was something probably that she had seen happen. But again, that was just her genius, man. She took lemons and made lemonade. You know what I mean? And a good glass of lemonade. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest, the best glass of lemonade for her, for females to follow. Yep. You know what I mean? Super talented. Shout out to her, man. I know for a fact, rest in peace to Static Major, that we chased her. I mean, she would go in the studio and we would hear something and we would go right the next day or the same day and be like, no, we got She's not taking
sharp, man.
She's not taking her foot off the gas.
Yeah.
All gas, no brakes. Like I was like every day she's doing something. And the volume of how she worked, she might do 3 or 4 songs in a day. By the time you get to the studio, she's 2. She's 2 down. And so you catching up, man. So but it made everything dope, man. It made everybody better. You know what I mean?
For sure. Throwback Legends, the second album that was supposed to come out, didn't come out. I was reading an interview. You said 70% of that was us and 30% was the management and the label. What did you mean by that when the second album didn't come out? You said 70% was us, 30% was management and label.
We just, if I'm being totally honest, man, so when the first album, only Static had Lil Steve. By the second album, I'm married, Static's married, Smokey has kids, I have kids, and we're making money writing and producing. And you just keep pushing. Like, we was recording Playa stuff, but you just keep pushing. I don't know if it's stupid or crazy, but do I go get this 15,000 for this song for whoever, or do I do a song for me for free? I got mortgage, I got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A family, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
I think that was a lot of it. And then I think the label had ulterior motives. If I'm being honest, we never should have left Def Jam.
Now, were y'all ever signed to Black Round?
We left Def Jam to go to Black Round.
Black Round. Okay.
Aaliyah, my little sister. A lot of people don't know that Playa actually went to prom with her. She took us to prom.
Wow.
Which was crazy.
It is.
But she immediately, once from the first day we met, she immediately took a little sister role. And it was real love. And I miss her. I just would love to see where she's at now. A beautiful soul. One of the things I learned most from her was being kind. We went to the prom and we went to Cedar Point after prom. And I watched her do a whole autograph signing impromptu. I mean, it went on for an hour at least. And she didn't get mad. She signed she took time and hugged, whatever. Just that humility taught me this is where it started.
Yeah. That's dope,
you know what
man.
I mean? Don't
That's
get
dope.
too high and forget
The
who got
people.
you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I miss her, man. She was a good people, man. She showed us a lot of love. So that's one of the reasons why we moved to Blackground. But after she passed, the CEO, which was her uncle, and I got love for him, and it's not no bad blood. I mean, I think, like we talked about grief earlier, it just affected him in the wrong way, and he just kind of started moving left. If that Playa album comes out, second album, so crazy. Because it wasn't just, we had got to a place where we wasn't just writing love songs. It had some inspirational. It had like everything. Like we were starting to write from a place of caring. You know what I mean? Songs like Keep Holding On and just stuff we was writing. We had a song called Erica Kane that we end up giving to Aaliyah, but it didn't make her album because they felt like it was too progressive. But it was talking about having family members. It was basically talking about the crack scene, what was going on in the streets with the crack scene. It was called Erica Kane. And it was we wrote it beautifully. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much in your face. Like today's music is in your face. No, they give you nothing to think about, hating or nothing, because it's what music has evolved to. But it was a very thoughtful record, man. But it just, I wish that album had came out, man. I really do. Like, but God don't make no mistakes. Who's to say if that album comes out and the popularity that we could have gained from that if we wouldn't have went all the way left? You know what I mean?
Right.
I believe everything happens for a reason, but that album, Larry, was crazy. It had just some of the producers. Of course, you had Key Beats, who did Rock the Boat. J-Dub, who was part of it at the time, before he came over with us, was with Bad Boy, with the Hitman. Steve J, who did all that Bad Boy stuff, 112 stuff. Then you had Rodney Jerkins, we had Kanye, we had Timbaland. All that production on one album. Nobody knows it but me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me ask you this, and this is probably the most anticipated question I wanted to ask you when you was coming on the show. Look what you've done for me. By Drake, that sample Playa. How did that come about?
So, going in the piano room.
On a classic album, too.
Yeah. Going in the piano room is something that me and Smoke and Static did faithfully any studio we would go to. That's how before we do anything, we go in the studio and play around and just, we love to sing together. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think that was in Westlake Studio. Tim Lewin was working on Justin Bieber's first album. Not Justin Bieber, Justin Timberlake first album. and we just was there messing around. I get a call. My wife's going in labor with my son, so I had to fly back home. So that's why I wasn't in the video, but they actually sampled. But that was actually a Playa song that he sampled, and I just was when I got the call, I was just you elated. You know what I mean? Because the greatest form of flattery is to be somebody want to like want to sample. Like, far as a rapper, hearing that and it touching him to write something about his mom. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And then he didn't stop there. You know, Legend, which is a song that me and Static, we wrote. They sampled Solange's. Me and Static co-wrote Solange's for Genuine, one of his biggest records.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm appreciative of Drake, man. And man, like when I think about that, I think about Chris Brown sampling us,
Mm-hmm.
Justin Bieber. Like, it's crazy, man. You could have never told me. I would have never believed that I would be able to say this stuff. I mean, but I'm so thankful, and I do wish Static was here to feel this, because I know that was one of his driving forces. He always felt like we didn't get the the love that we should have got. You know what I mean? So we feeling it for him, and it's bittersweet. Because I would love for brother to see where we are now and what we have done with this thing of ours and how it's still transcending. You know what I mean?
Right.
I get a call at least every few months from my publisher saying, "Man, somebody wants to sample this record. What you want to do?" First of all, yeah, money. No, for real. But come on, man. I had the pleasure of meeting George Clinton, and I asked him how did he feel about being sampled? And he's like, "Man, I'm gonna live forever. I'm gonna live forever." And man, I got grandkids now. They might not get to see what I done, but they'll get to see what I did.
Right. Right.
And that's everything. You know what I mean?
You touched on it a little bit there, co-writing, writing, So Anxious for Genuine.
Mm-hmm.
You also wrote a #1 hit for Gerald Levert.
Yeah.
Talked about Chris Brown sampling. At what point did you really understand that, writing may be the better way to go? Like you said, you kind of pushed the singing back.
But, so for those that don't know, when you do an album, you pretty much never make that money back. I mean, you might sell records, then you'll get a new advance or whatever, but it's very seldom that they recoup all that money. So after the Playa album, I think we was like, even though it did well, I think we still like 800. I think we still like 800,000 in whole. So they weren't tripping because they was ready to spend another. That's part of the game. Me being a numbers man was like, you know what? Our name was started ringing. Static had wrote Pony, so his name was ringing. And we just started just writing. And like I said, that's what kind of hurt the first album. I mean, hurt the second album was we was in the studio being producers and songwriters, and we was making money. And you look up, it's what we thought was 1 year had been 3 years.
Yeah.
And then it's like, do we slow down and do this Playa album? Even though we putting songs away that we've recorded for Playa, but you still got to make it into an album.
Right.
Yeah.
Seemed like it just would have just slowed down the money, is what it sounded like.
You don't know. Right. You know what I mean? It just was, like, man, I had a family. Static had a family. It wasn't, we couldn't take a chance.
Can't get to the bag, man.
No, when you become, like, it's easy when you single.
For sure.
You can go sleep on somebody's couch, but when you got wife and kids to feed, you know what I mean? Nah, you got to take one for the team. I hate that it had to be Playa, but it worked. It worked out. Yeah. It worked out.
Talk about the time you spent in Australia. You spent about a month and a half down in Australia helping to write and produce Aaliyah's Red album. Yeah. She's recording Queen of the Dam during the day. She's recording music at night. You guys are down there having a time. Talk about that experience and what that was like in that month and a half that you all spent together down there producing and writing.
Sure,
time was had.
I'm trying to, man, listen, Australia is one of my favorite places. I was able to go back like a year or two with Drew Hill. It's a little different now, but back then, man, we could literally we could go in the studio and work till 2 in the morning and leave the studio and go to the club. The club don't close till 7 in the morning. So 7 to 7, it's like 7 days a week. Um, yeah, you throw 3 Louisville guys and over.
Leave it for the imagination.
And Aaliyah she's so much fun, man. Like, she was always a team player. That's what I loved about her. And you spoke about Gerald. Those probably are the two most my 2 memorable sessions I had or working with people was with those 2 because wasn't no egos. Now, mind you, Gerald's one of my idols when it comes to singing. If you listen, you can hear probably some OJ, so the Verdish type stuff somewhere in there every now and then. And I remember, shout out to Bonnet again, Tim Bonnet, he was with me. So we get to the studio, it's 9 in the morning. I want to be there before we get there because I'm working with Gerald. I want to be there before we get there, have everything set up. It's a fifth of Remy sitting there.
That's a beast.
But what he would do, he would just take a shot and he said it warmed his vocal cords. So he came in the studio, man, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you. I love the song. This is your session. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do it. I don't have no ego when it comes to this. I just want you to know I need you comfortable, brother.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah, it was like, that was like when you deal with other people who don't have a tenth of the accomplishments that he has, and they some of the meanest, evilest people to work with. It's like, dude, it was refreshing, man, and it taught me a lot. And then Aaliyah was just she would be like, Black, whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. Like, it wasn't nothing I could tell her to do. If I tell her to giggle on the record, she's gonna giggle on the record. Like, and when you find people, it's about being a pro. And you'll understand this too. When you getting hired to do something, be a pro. Like, go to work and do your you know what I mean? Like, people take that shit for granted. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. Like, she was a pro. I learned how to be a pro from stuff like that. You know what I mean? Be willing to be secure enough in yourself to allow the person that you're working with be who they need to be also.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, man, those are two of my favorite sessions, along with Dave Hollister, just because he's a vocal beast. He literally can do anything. And he's a good brother too. Like, he's another one that came in. I have some bad sessions that I won't speak of, but I've been blessed to have a lot of
amazing sessions.
Nice.
Now, in recent years, you and Smoke have joined Drew Hill. How did that come about?
Man, I was doing my best to be Ben. I had finally got comfortable being Ben. I was in the process of buying me 2 Metro stores, and I was just gonna turn 2 into 4 and 4 into 6.
Right.
You know what I mean? And 2017, I got a call from Nokia, and a lot of people don't know, Drew Hill took us on their first tour after they got big. So they came out like a year or 2 before us.
Okay.
And they was going on their first solo tour. They took us with it. We went to open that. We had an act before us, but Nokia heard our record because they had signed to Def Jam also. He was like, dude, I want to meet them. So we ended up meeting. We go on tour. I don't know if you know when you're on tour, but you understand this too. When you because you played overseas. When you overseas, your team is like, it's you against the world.
Right.
It's you against the world. So when we was on tour, it was us against, you just ain't ready to do nothing to Drew Hill I play. It was us.
Right.
And we just built a bond. And so he called me in 2017. He was like, bro, I need your pen. And I was like, so that went from, call me back in February, like a few months later, in February of 18, he was like, man, I knew it was some crazy when man, you talk to Smoke? I talk to Smoke at least once a week, Smoke.
Right.
He was like, man, what do you think about playing Drew Hill for me? I said, "For me to do," I mean, because that's for me to do what?
What? Right.
Group together, combine both groups. I'm actually sitting in my metro store. One of my stores I had just bought was one in Stony Brook, next to the Jimmy John's. I don't know what it is now, but at the time, this is 8 years ago. It was a Metro PCS, right by the Kroger's, running a little bin or whatever. And I'm sitting in my office, and I'm like, but what I thought was dead in me, it sparked the interest because if I'm being honest, we felt all the awards and the accolades from being writers, but what we came in the game to be was artists. That was cut short. We get to really feel a lot of that. So I called Smoke and he was like, what the? And he was like, let's see. So I'm gonna tell you, when I said earlier about ordained, steps are ordained, you know what I mean? Predestined. So March 24th is when, something to go along with this, I'll double back. 24th is when the single, when Church U came out. They wanted to meet us in Cincinnati on March 24th. Not even realizing what that day was. So we end up meeting. It was me, Cisco, and Oak, and Smoke. And they was like, man, well, y'all heard? Why don't y'all come out on stage with us? So he was doing a show in Cincinnati. We taught them Church to You on the way from the hotel to the venue. They taught us Beauty, and we did Beauty and Cheers to You. The crowd went crazy, man, and we've been in the group ever since.
Oh man, that's dope,
But
man.
I got a song that I'm gonna drop because I'm very intentional about dropping music now. I think we spend too much time thinking we have time, and I'm very intentional about dropping music. So one of the songs I'm planning on dropping before the end of the year is Same Thing Make You Laugh, Make You Cry. And it's a Playa. It's me featuring Playa, me featuring Smoke, which is still Playa, but you get what I'm saying. But the reason why I say that is my mom passed on March 24th. So the day that brings me so much joy also could bring me so much pain.
Yeah.
Same thing make you laugh, make you cry. So yeah, man. 8 years later, it's crazy. We've been in the group 8 years, and it's been an amazing journey. Shout out to Nokio, Cisco, Jazz, the whole Kevin Impeccable, the whole Julia family, man. From day one, they made us feel like we've always been in Julia. It's never been, this is my ball, but you can play with it.
Right.
This is our ball. You know what I mean? It's always been that. And I appreciate that because people don't have to be nice, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not a thing.
Two groups with egos. Like it could be some friction there, like trying to transition.
Absolutely. Yeah. You could do everything. You could be as nice as you want to somebody, but it's their choice to be nice back, right? They don't have to.
Right.
And I'm appreciative. I'm so appreciative that it's never been no ego stuff. It's always been love. And it's we transitioning. It'll be 30 years for them next year, which is crazy.
Wow, that is crazy.
Makes me feel old.
That is crazy.
I guess I am, but I don't feel old, but you know, it sounds
and when
old.
you think about it, right? Question I want to ask you before I transition you to sports, man. We talked a little bit off camera. You talk about a residency coming up.
Yeah.
And
so we up for one. We're trying to put it together now. It's a big task because we still without that even being a thing, we do somewhere close to 60 to 80 shows a year. So having to find time to rehearse, it takes about 6 to 8 months to put. So we just in the first show. So it's a task, but I'm always been excited for challenge.
I'll find a way.
I got to.
Well, that kind of leads to what I want to ask you, because I want to ask about this rules of engagement, right? But Usher kind of came under some flack, man, with his residency and, R&B guys, man, like they serenade the women. Yeah. They sing, they serenade the women. And so when you perform it, right, and you want to engage with the crowd, most of the time you're looking for a nice young lady in the crowd, you want to go, you want to serenade, are you looking for a young lady that's maybe by herself, or do you not even notice the guy? It's not my job to be even worried about that. And I'm saying it respectfully. Right. Only because my wife told me it's my job to make them want me. So I just go do my job. That's, I don't know. But if you're going to lady.
If I say what I do, I'm not going to go serenade.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm saying.
Respectful.
Because you can't go
if
serenade.
If she's standing up and you sitting down, you hit.
It-
That's why I decided. That's where I pull up at.
You can't go and pull the cherries out and go and put the cherries. You can't come try to put the cherries in my wife's.
So
I gotta pull you off stage, Black. I can't.
I get it. I get it.
I know it's part of entertainment, though. It's part of entertainment value. It's a show.
Some of that is.
Come on, I can't let you do that.
No, so I'm from the old school, right?
Okay.
And shout out to Usher because he brought us out on that tour.
Oh, dope. Nice.
And another super humble dude. Like, you don't have to be to get where you want to be.
Right.
You can be a good dude and get where you want to be. Humble. You know what I mean? Humble dude. But I'm going to say it this way. Don't be mad at him. He don't know you to owe you anything. I'm pretty sure the woman you brought to the show knows you there with her. It's more on her than it is on Usher. Because she can simply say, no, thank you.
I'll back you up on that.
She can just simply do that.
I'm back you up on
that. You know what I mean? Like, no, and Usher don't say, my fault, brother. Because I know he is, because he's a super respectful brother. He goes, my fault, king. But if your girl is
going
easy like a Sunday morning, you might not need to be in the front row. You might need to be in the forefront.
Avoid the cherries. That's what he's saying. Avoid the cherries, dog.
We did a show with him when I was watching it, and I was like, that was wild. But that's just it.
Oh, man.
That was wild. Wow, good dude, man.
Speaking of something else that's wild, you being a UK fan, that's wild. That's the first thing. But
I can't be perfect, y'all. Something got to be
the state of Kentucky basketball right now, and Coach Pope, and you being a huge fan. What's your thoughts on the current state of the program right now?
He would do this. I'm gonna say, oh man, I think. So you know this. We from Louisville, we from the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say this about both fan bases. We don't have a lot of time for okayism. We're gonna make it a word. I don't know if it's a word or not. We're gonna make it a word, okayism. And I think if he hadn't came out so hot, if the first year he hadn't did so good with on the fly, like 2 months putting the squad together and been in compete. Now this past year we dealt with a lot of injuries. I know Pope is a great coach, but it's different circumstances now, man. It's like you could do everything right and shit still go wrong. Like a call, I mean, you're not just dealing with the players anymore. You're dealing in the parents. You might have a relationship with the player and the parents. The agent is the one that's gonna make, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think a lot of that's happening. You know what I mean? And then like, if I'm being honest, we are Kentucky. We can drive. I can send my son over here to get his numbers up, even if we have no intentions of going to Kentucky. We can go over here and talk like we going. I think that's pretty much happened with a couple of recruits this off season, and it's unfortunate.
Do you think relatability is a factor for a lot of top recruits?
It could be. Listen, Calipari was real good friends with Drake. I'm pretty sure he wasn't riding around listening to Drake music on a daily basis.
Right.
I mean, you gotta hey man, I'll give credit where credit's due. Kelsey's is smacking it out the park right now, man.
Kelsey's doing his thing for sure. He's doing his thing.
We're gonna find out if you can really coach.
Yeah.
You can have all the eggs and still not be able to make an omelet. You can get a couple shells in the omelet. So we're gonna find out. But I think it's good for the rivalry. Now I'm gonna say this. It wasn't a rivalry for a long time. If we win 14 out of 15 games, it's not a rivalry.
Black.
If you win, if you beat me one time out of the last 15 times, maybe you got lucky.
How many championships y'all done won in the last 15 years?
We won.
How many we done won?
None.
Well, we got one too. The game was played.
I don't remember.
The game was played.
It was played. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that dude. You know what I mean? I respect everything. I mean, I'm from Louisville.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I told you before we got on air, I want to beat y'all every time. But the Louisville, the cats like you, the from Louisville, homegrown. I want y'all to do well.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want y'all to score 30, but we win by 10. But I want you to score 30. You know what I mean? I also love to see you when you get hot. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I
For
mean,
sure.
And that's just how it is. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest. As I've gotten older, I'm not as mean as I was. If people that know me, I've toilet papered people's houses, trees. I've did a lot of mean stuff. Doing the
rivalry game.
Yeah, I've been mean. I'm trying to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
homegirl,
serious fan.
My homegirl, Tamika Johnson, man, also a male graduate.
Yeah.
She gives me the blues. But I think it's good. Football and basketball, man. I feel like Stein was a great hire. I mean, Stoops took us as far as he could. I think Stein is a great hire. You know, you need an influx of energy. And you can tell he really cares about the program. Pope just gotta we'll see. It's the thing about this Louisville and Kentucky job, you always on the hot seat.
Results matter. Results matter.
Oh man, you can't
Yeah.
Listen. We went to the tournament 2 years in a row and went to the second week, right? And they talking about, it's whispers of getting rid of this dude. Calipari went out in the first round twice. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what I mean? So it's like, it's win or win here.
But I think your resume gives you a longer runway too, though. Like Calipari's proven he's putting all the, like he brings a lot of money, a lot of attention, a lot of eyeballs to Kentucky with the draft picks and things and winning the championship. Now, should he have more than one championship? Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, he brings the high level of notoriety.
I'm sick of him
a little bit. You ready for him to go?
Like, man, you can leave. But then when she leave,
you wish she come back again.
That's how I was when I first realized Callie was leaving, man. I was, I knew it was going to be different. But I think we got the right dude for the job. He just gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, you in a place where you should be able to win that.
Yeah.
And I know he can coach.
He's beloved too. Yeah.
What he done at BYU with no resources.
Right.
I mean, they're giving him resources now. So when he's there, he built it up. You know what I mean? Like, you never heard of BYU. You know what I mean? Jimmy Fredette was the last time you heard of them, right?
Right.
Before then, it was, there you go.
Right.
Crickets. So, I wish him well. I'm a diehard, man. I'm going to ride with him until they ride him off. You know what I mean? I'm going to defend him. But I'm going to also tell the truth.
Right.
I'm just waiting to see, man. I just
that's why we can't do.
Just when I thought we was getting some good stuff happening, I'm one of those guys. I'm on all the recruiting sites. I'm getting, you know what I mean? I'm on 3. I'm everywhere, and I just got a thing that Louisville's going after the line too.
Yeah, the kid from Iowa State.
Yeah, y'all got everything. What y'all doing?
You never know. Us pleasing players out, man. We had the point guard that got hurt this year, messed up. Guys got sick.
I'm anxious right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more song. I'm doing a lot more songwriting, man. Like, it's hard right now, man. But shout out to the Louisville Cardinals, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't throwing up no L's. I ain't throwing down no L's.
I appreciate that. I know it took a lot for you to say that, man.
But
I appreciate that.
Because y'all went through the Billy Gillespie era that we had. You know what I mean? Y'all went through it, and y'all I didn't take it easy on y'all.
No.
So I didn't expect y'all to take it easy on me. I just hope it don't get, and it ain't got that bad yet, man. Williams said we got a good team, man. So we'll see. He said without Milan, we good. He's telling the truth.
Now we've reached the part of the podcast we call What's on Your Feed. Black. What you rocking, man? What's on your feed? Got some sweet heat. Anytime you step in the studio, man, you got to have something sweet on your feed.
I got them John Morant's, the Lux, did a collab with Swarovski crystals. You told me you was going to show up, so I tried to, you know what I mean? I put on the John Morant's with the little glittery type things, man. But I'm a shoe dude too, man. I started to wear some off-whites. Then when you said you were Jordan dude, I was like, you know what?
You should rock the off-whites or the ones? Yeah.
I got some gold gooses too, man. I like a lot of I'm weird when it comes to shoes. I mean, I just got a alert. I ordered these. Have you seen the Chucks? They did a called the Club Thugs. They high leather with the strap. I'm.
I'm about to check them out though. Club Thugs.
Yeah.
I'm about to check them out though. I'm a retired sneakerhead, but I do like a little flavor in my sneakers here and there. Though.
The slides that came out with the yeah, they Goat told me up on them.
Rocking some Ja Morants, man.
I like the pony hair.
Yeah.
I seen them.
Yeah, they kind of reminded me of back in the day when the Sean Kemps, with the Reeboks, black and white Sean Kemps. And man, I just, I probably end up hooping in them, man. But I thought they was pretty cool, man.
The jumper still?
Yeah, the jumper's still jumping. No, I don't leave. No, I don't leave. I don't leave. That's always going to be there. I got 2 boys coming up behind me, man. So I got to stay right. Until, it ain't going to be too long for they start to challenge me. Yeah, they hoop, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we reached the part of the podcast we like to call our barrel-proof segment of rapid-fire questions. Black, we're going to shoot you some quick questions. Don't give it a whole lot of thought. Give us your first answer. We're going to roll with it. Okay. Best hooper between you, Smoke, and Static?
Hey.
I'm going to have to ask Smoke about that. Smoke, we got to get you on. We got to confirm that. Favorite album of all time outside of Playa? Favorite album?
The Wall album. Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Favorite UK player of all time? Yeah.
Eric Anderson.
Ooh, legend. Bumping grind or feeling on your booty? Oh, I'm going feeling on your booty. Oh, feeling on. Ooh, yeah. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You performing in Jordans or Air Force Ones?
Jordans.
Okay. Favorite Timberland beat of all time?
Cheers to You.
Nice. I'm going to say Fat Rabbit by Ludacris.
Yeah.
Fat Rabbit.
That's on the background.
Yeah. That's how I discovered Ludacris. I'd never even heard of Ludacris until on the Timbo album. Right. It was like a bonus track.
Absolutely.
Fat Rabbit. Yep. If you weren't doing music today, what would you be doing?
Coaching football.
Coaching football. Nice. One word that describes Static Major.
Genius.
Icon. Franchise sign and waive. It's a question where we give you 3 options. We're going to give you 3 players. You got to franchise a guy. You got to sign a guy that you got to keep. But you got to waive the 3rd option. So you're going to keep 2. You're going to waive the 3rd one. UK edition. Jamal Mashburn, Anthony Davis, John Wall. Who you franchising, who you signing, who you waiving? That's tough.
Franchising John.
John Wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm signing Jamal.
Jamal.
I got to waive Anthony.
The champion? The one that brought you in there the championship? You waving?
You said the UK edition. So is this for UK?
UK.
It's pro not.
No, ain't pro. UK. Or however you want it to be. That's tough though.
Only reason I would waive him because he's been hurt throughout his pro career.
Okay.
But
John Wall.
but not as much.
Okay,
redo. Jamal, if it's just at UK, Anthony Davis.
That's tough. Tough.
I'm gonna waive Jamal just because in that era we dealing with social media and bringing. I think John Wall, as much as he was on the court, his off the court raised Kentucky to another level too. Also, with the dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What he brung. But if I'm being a basketball purist, out of all 3, Jamal was the.
I think in that situation, I would probably. Anthony Davis played 1 year. John Wall played 1 year. Jamal played 3 years? Jamal played 3 years. I'm probably going to franchise Jamal. I'm probably going to sign Anthony Davis. I'll probably waive John Wall, though. Even though he was number 1 pick. I don't think you can really go wrong. That's tough, though.
No, that's tough.
That's tough.
You talking about 3...
Greats.
3
greats. Favorite Louisville artist outside of Playa?
This is going to piss people off. They don't talk to... I don't... Favorite artist outside of Playa? Nappy Roots.
Nappy Roots. Yeah, I like Nappy Roots. When people talk about the legacy of Black or Playa 50 years from now, what do you want them to say about you or what do you want them to say about the group?
I would take most underrated group that meant everything to the sound. And I only say it because when I listed all those names the other day and I add to what Static could add to it and what Smokey could add to it from the 90s into the 2000s, our sound is all through the tapestry of R&B, hip-hop music in general. So yeah, the dopest dudes you never heard. There's nobody that's talked about that. Like you're gonna have to be a student of the game to go find out some of the stuff.
Right.
It's not something that's gonna come up in topic all the time. But I take that. Everybody can't be Jordan. Everybody don't get the accolades. Somebody got to be Steve Kerr.
John Paxson.
You know what I mean? Somebody got to be worthy. Somebody got to be, the other guy.
The Draymond. Yeah. Somebody got to be the Draymond.
And I think that is a microcosm of our career. When people get to talk about, oh, yeah, I did this, and it still happens to the day. I'm like, you did. And I think they're more taken back that I'm not, or we're not, like, yeah, like,
as humble as you are.
Yeah, because it's doesn't make me the man I am.
Because it's a lot y'all can brag about.
Yeah,
boy.
But how I treat you is gonna make me. I care more about that than any of that. But that is more for my kids and my grandkids to receive. You know what I mean? Like, when it's all said and done, man, we did it. You know what I mean? Like Aaliyah, Genuine. I mean, I got a Chris Brown, Drake. I mean, like, hey man, Lil Wayne's biggest song. My brother wrote that. It ain't like,
don't get no better than that.
Nah, man, I'm cool. No, you know what I mean? Shout out to Bryson Tiller and Jack Harlow for continuing.
Yeah.
The Louisville, Kentucky excellence.
ESTG.
ESTG, Mars, and the ones who are to come.
Yeah.
It's up, and I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see, Lord willing, I get to see the next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
A lot of dope artists coming up.
We built something special, man, and I'm appreciative that I was able to do it with the guys I'm able to do it with, because I know where their hearts was and where our minds was. Just as much as Muhammad Ali wanted to prove that he was the baddest man on the planet,
yep.
He was overly happy to say he was from Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I mean?
Facts.
It's the same way we felt and feel about her. That's why I've never moved away.
Dope.
That's why Static never moved away. We came back home. You know what I mean? Like it meant more to us to be here than anywhere else.
Yep. Now, I couldn't think of a better way to wrap up the podcast. Momma Said, out now. Make sure you go download it, stream it, listen to it, whatever you listen to on your favorite podcast platform. And that's how we're going to close and wrap it up for the Player's Perspective.